there we go. Unexpected, victorious Tornado Energy.
2016 Wargaming Continental League World Champions.
Hello, welcome back to the WGL APAC. It's Season 2, it's Week 2, it's Day 2, and we're back with 4 more matches today, Alex.
That is right, of course, and you might be wondering if last night was your first time watching the WGL APAC stream. Where's Rogi gone? But have no fear, Rogi will be back in the saddle, of course. We introduced our new caster for this season last night, but back on the desk today and excited to get these matches underway. Jordan, like you said, we've got 4 matches today and starting off with some pretty good ones.
Yeah, we are. I think we've got a pretty... Well, it's hard to say whether or not it's going to be close, really, because we haven't seen too much from Team Efficiency. Obviously, they started off nicely yesterday against Coalition Zoo, and on the side of B Gaming, again, we kind of have to question whether or not last week was just, you know, a bad run of form. Maybe they come back into this week and perform much better. But like you said, it was 0-3. So if they come up today and show up like they did last week, then definitely things are probably not going to go too nicely for them.
Yeah, well, exactly. I hope for their sake, B Gaming can really pull something together, Jordan, because if they don't, then I'm really quite worried for them. But up against Team Efficiency first, they're kind of like old rivals a little bit. It should be a good match to start us off. But again, touching a little bit again on last night's matches, we did, of course, see the guys from Team Efficiency play last night.
Yep.
And interestingly enough, they shook it up a little bit with their map picks.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Muravanka coming out for Team Efficiency was something that was a bit of a curveball to me. I spoke to them about it afterwards, and they felt like they were going into that one relatively confident. And they sort of said to me today, oh, you know, we might even pick Muravanka against B Gaming again, which was kind of surprising considering the result that they did get against Coalition Zoo last night. So hopefully they've been able to put in a little bit of practice on that map if they do decide to go for it here against B Gaming.
Yeah, well, hopefully for their sake, they've managed to get a little bit of better practice in, but I think why don't we take a look at today's matches so we can see everything that's lined up in the schedule today.
Yeah, so obviously we've spoken a little bit already about B Gaming and Team Efficiency. After that, it's going to be EL Gaming versus the Coalition Zoo. That's going to be a difficult one, I think, for Coalition Zoo once again tonight. They're having a tough week so far, and I don't think it's going to get too much better. And after that, Dark Wolves Horsemen.
Dark Wolves Horsemen, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I feel like the Horsemen, they're really on a roll at the start of the season. They haven't lost a game yet, up against the Dark Wolves, who have been kind of a little bit shaky so far. That's going to be a tough one for the Korean Wolves, but hopefully they can come out of it a little bit less dejected than they were feeling last night against EL Gaming.
Well, hopefully in the final game for tonight, as you can see, Karen Tiger and Meltdown, both of these teams having really quite good starts to the season, and this is going to be, you know, another one which kind of determines how their run throughout the season is going to go. So I think it's a very important match for both Karen Tiger and Meltdown to at least pick up some points, if not the win.
100%. No, you're absolutely right there, I think. And yeah, Meltdown, I'm probably going to be favouring them going into it, but it definitely could be a close game, and we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's time to focus a little bit more on our first game tonight. Of course, it is guys from B Gaming taking on Team Efficiency.
Team Efficiency, indeed. And having a look at the B Gaming roster, they did not have a good start at all to the season so far. Only 33% win rate on the attacking side, and more interestingly, I suppose, 0%. They've won 0 rounds so far on the defensive side, and last season we saw the defensive side was actually B Gaming's better side, so that's not a great start for them. They have had some roster changes. Some of their subs have come into the core roster. They've brought in new players, that kind of thing, but I don't think it excuses, you know, pretty much not getting any rounds last week. I think they got a total of 1 or 2 maybe rounds throughout all 3 matches last week. And admittedly, they were up against some tough opponents in EL Gaming and the like of that, but, you know, it's hard to say that they performed as well as they should have.
I agree. And when you're looking up against their opponents, team efficiency, TE, I feel as though they've really kicked off pretty well. I mean, they are sitting in 5th position, so definitely not really up towards the top of the ladder. But the few little kind of tweaks to the team efficiency roster that they've made, Granovsky, adding him in, I like that. They've lost Nomad, they've lost Gamer, they've lost Moemji from last season. Of course, Nomad, he's gone over to TCZ, but I feel like they've got a really strong roster. JT as well, Jaden Turner, as we can see. Probably take a guess where his name comes from. He's been showing some good...
he had a really good day
play.
yesterday as well. Actually, when I was looking at the battle stats throughout, the player stats that I've just had a look at before today, after that match from Team Efficiency, JT was actually the top damage on that team.
Well, there you go. Absolutely. What more do you need than that? As long as you got top damage, you're golden, I guess. And for a new player to have top damage, obviously he's synergizing really well with the team.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess working better than before. So hopefully here up against B Gaming, for team efficiency's sake, they can kind of use those new players, maybe again throw off B Gaming a little bit more, because we know B Gaming, they're a team that likes to be very familiar with what they're playing. They like to prepare for every match, but playing up against team efficiency's new roster here, really, or updated roster this season, I think it's potentially going to be a little bit hard for B Gaming that really like that stability.
Yeah, I agree. I think Team Efficiency are coming into this one with a reasonable chance of picking up the victory. In fact, I'm actually going to back them to pick up the win here. I think they're going to get a 5-3 over B Gaming. So,
5-3, you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon it's probably going to be a 5-2 is my call. Just B Gaming first week was not pretty. So let's take a look at what maps they have picked today. And, well, Jordan, it looks like you're not wrong. I'm assuming Team Efficiency did not veto out Muravanka because they have picked it here.
Well, that assumption would be correct given that it is in the map pool. It's actually B Gaming picking up Ghost Town and Muravanka was the remainder. Team Efficiency grabbed Prokhorovka and Cliff. I know that Team Efficiency have been practicing quite a lot on Cliff, so when we inevitably do get to Cliff, I hope to see something good from them on that one. But yeah, look, this is not too bad of a map pool, I would say, for B Gaming. They traditionally were quite good on Ghost Town, Prokhorovka, Cliff. Muravanka was a bit more of an outlier, but I don't mind this map pool for both these teams. I think they're going to all be comfortable on all of those maps.
Well, exactly, and I think after taking a look at this map pool, my prediction of 5-2, I wouldn't really be too surprised to see it come a little bit closer than that, particularly if B Gaming have kind of, gathered themselves and, really in it this week, which hopefully for their sake they are. They are the entertainment tankers. Hopefully they can show us a little bit of entertainment this week, because, I mean, last week was entertaining in different ways. It was entertaining in kind of watching how much B Gaming kind of have fallen, I guess, from Season 1.
Yeah, it has been a bit of a fall, hasn't it? And really, I think at the end of this week is when we're going to start to figure out whether or not they're going to be able to turn things around, or if it is just going to be a bit of a free fall. If they lose a few more games this week, then I'm sorry, but I think it's going to be tough for them to come back in towards the top of the standings. Even though there's so many weeks left, they will have just put themselves in such a hole that it's going to be very difficult to dig themselves out of.
Well, you're right, but of course, we haven't seen them play this week yet, so there is still time for B Gaming to kind of bounce back, just put that first week behind them. If they can take out a win here, if they can take out a win, I do believe tomorrow potentially, then they will be looking pretty good. But battling up against this kind of updated Team Efficiency lineup is not easy, as we saw Team Coalition Zoo find out last night.
Well, yeah, look, the Coalition Zoo, they got off to a great start. Again, another good start for Coalition Zoo, which they haven't been able to really convert into a win. So I think that's a good sort of character-building exercise almost for Team Efficiency, in that, they went down 0-2, but they were able to pull themselves out of that and come off with the win. So a good little bit of experience for them early on in the season. Good to get off to a win. They were challenged a little bit, but not too badly. So I think all in all, it was pretty much the best way that things could have panned out, really, for Team Efficiency. They got a bit of everything. They got a good start to Season 2.
Yep. Well, that makes sense, I think. And overall, Team Efficiency, I like to see that they're changing it up a little bit in terms of their map picks, and even their tank picks this season as well, of course, because we are seeing Muravanka here. We saw it last night. Their tank picks, they have been starting to get the Kranwagen creeping in, I think, for a few of their
JT
picks.
and Party playing the Kranwagen a couple of times last night. So, yeah, they are starting to mould I suppose their own little bit of a map pool and tank pool with the meta.
That's right, exactly. Speaking of the meta, it'll be interesting to see how much the Ghost Town meta has changed coming into this season. We haven't seen it too much so far, but of course, being our first map, it is a very symmetrical map designed specifically for this esports 7v7 attack defense game mode. Let's take a look at what the teams have picked.
Oh, well, Kronwagen's on both sides there, one for each team, and E100 as well for each team. The lineup's relatively similar, although Big Gaming have opted to go for the 2 Tier 9 heavies, whereas Team Efficiency have gone for the 2 Tier 9 mediums, but AMX 50B's in there as well. So overall, looking at the lineups here, Team Efficiency on the attack, interestingly enough, that's not a lineup to me that screams the Northern flag.
It isn't really. I mean, look, in saying that, I actually going to disagree with you a little bit there. They could put the Kranwagen up on towards the flag. They could get the AMX 50Bs, E100 IS4 pushed through the town. It's a lot of firepower. Use those bat chats for a little bit of a flank around the bottom of the map. So I'm going to say that it definitely could be. The only question really is whether they put maybe the IS4 on the flag or whether they go the Kranwagen on the flag. I think, you know, probably the IS4 when you think about it, just because I personally like having a non-auto loader on the flag because
it's much easier to trade.
Exactly, much easier to trade. And the Kranwagen, it does have a very, very strong frontal turret, but it's still slightly higher in profile than something like the IS4, I believe. Unless you're in the stealth wagon that we saw in week 1.
Yeah, was that Guanren, I think, might have been in that one. Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you were going to go for that flag, you might pick up a WZ111 or an IS7 in the favor of the IS4 or something like that. So I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah, it is hard to say, I think. So yeah. What do you reckon? Do you think that we will be seeing that 2 flag push, or do you reckon we'll go 1 flag?
Well, I'm not so sure. I don't even know if Team Efficiency here are even going to be too interested in either of those flags. Maybe they're just going to decide that they want to try and take a brawl somewhere. It does feel to me like this is more of a brawly lineup than sort of a cap-out, try and bait your opponent in sort of a lineup. But again, we haven't seen anything from Team Efficiency here on Ghost Town so far, so it'll be interesting to see what they come out with and who's going to be playing in those, you know, those key tanks like the Kranwagen, the E100, that sort of thing. Because the E100 is not a tank that Team Efficiency really picks all that much. Well,
you're right, exactly. And I think taking a look at how they went up against the multiple E100s in last night's game against the Coalition Zoo, on Himmelsdorf, I really don't think that Team Efficiency are generally impressed with E100s on most maps. So you're right, it is interesting to see them throw one into the mix. I think that's probably the most E100s that we'll ever be seeing from them.
Yeah.
But on Ghost Town, you know, you can use it as a leading tank. You can use it to, you know, soak up a few shells, you know, and stay in front of your auto loaders behind it.
Yep.
So not a bad pick.
And there are a few auto loaders on this Team Efficiency lineup. They've got a couple of AMX 50Bs, a Kranwagen in there, as well as the 2 bat chats as well. So Tier 9 bat chats is also not something that we see so much here from Team Efficiency. I mean, to me, they seem more like a team that would favor picking that single bat chat, the Tier 10 bat chat, and having the light tank on Skell. So, you know, Skell would be playing like a RU251 or something like that.
90,
and Safi would be in the regular bat chat, but at the moment both of them are in bat chat AP, so we'll have to see how that works out for them. So we are getting our first game of the day underway.
Okay, let's have a look at where these teams are rolling out to, Jordan, as we have got here. Who is this? This is Riku Sam in the Kranwagen. He's going to be heading out towards 2 flag for B Gaming on the defense, and actually Team Efficiency very aggressively pushing towards that 1 flag, but with their bat chats. Maybe a fast cap strat.
Just holding below the, I guess, below the ridgeline there a little bit. So we'll have to see what is going to go on here.
Yeah, we will. So it's looking like Skell and Saf here in the bat chat APs. They are going to be looking across the flag as they start to get it capped up. 40 seconds left on that one, but oh, fight's breaking out.
Yeah, JT takes a shot there, and he's actually lost his driver as well, so that's a little bit worse for wear for him. And this initial trade actually looks like it's going the way of B Gaming. Party getting absolutely wrecked from behind in that Kronberg, and B Gaming have read this situation so well. Usashan Power is going to get himself a free kill here by the looks of things, or at least someone from B Gaming is going to get the job done. Riku Sam in the end does take down Party, and Team Efficiency really are going to have to respond quickly to this one. Bohan does take down his counterpart in the E100. Tiltil Mattel as well, taking a huge chunk of damage, and Team Efficiency all of a sudden have flipped things back on their head.
Happiness has just come in there from the back. He's got a Batchat 25T and a full clip Granovsky, and more. They're in trouble.
A big shot though going awry. I think it might have been from Bohan. JT might have been the one to fire it, but I can't tell. Still though, B Gaming in a bit of a troublesome position here. Granovsky in that 50B does go down to Taki. That's a crucial kill, and it does give B Gaming a little bit more breathing room. At least they have the tank advantage, but very quickly equalized there by Bohan. He's done such a great job so far in this E100. Got 2 kills at the moment. And Scale going to get his full clip off. Should be able to get back out of here alive by the looks of things. Happiness is going to be forced back by one of those other Team Efficiency players. But in the meanwhile, it's really the story of the heavy tanks, isn't it? Because that's where Team Efficiency are finding the advantages. JT is very low, but still alive on 19 HP. And Bohan in his E100 still so healthy, blocking for his teammate as well. Taki, though, does manage to get a shot into JT. Still, I don't mind this situation here for Team Efficiency, but Bohan is going to need some backup quickly because he's going to go down very shortly.
Yeah, Bohan not looking too healthy on 400 HP there. It is a 3-on-4 right now. B Gaming, they're just about all on one shot away from death. Look at Skell.
Skell's coming around behind Taki, who's on the reload, and well, Taki's not going to be able to do anything about it for the moment. Bohan finding himself another kill in that E100, and really, I think he's been the champion of this game for Team Efficiency. He's survived for so long. He's dealt so much damage, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the post-battle stats there. Skell will finally close things out there for Team Efficiency, but it's a good win to start things off there.
Very solid, convincing win there for Team Efficiency to start it off. And I think early on in that fight, that was looking a little bit shaky.
It definitely
for them.
was, yeah.
But they managed to pull it back very nicely. And I think one of the issues there was that Happiness in the bat chat for B Gaming, he came around the back, he had a full clip, and he did nothing with it for about 30 seconds. He didn't get any epic flanking shots off. He was just late to the fight and didn't contribute. And by the time he did contribute, he faced off against 2 bat chats that just overpowered him.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that, and I was really focusing in on what was going on with the heavy tanks there. But definitely, we'll have to have a look and see if that's going to show up in the post-battle stats. Maybe he goes a little bit missing there for B Gaming. But definitely, when we look at those, I think the guys to look at really are going to be Bohan and JT.
Yep.
Those guys sitting in the fight for so long there. Eventually, JT did go down, but Bohan survived pretty much the entire battle. And for me, when Party actually went down early on in the piece there, I thought, oh no, this has all gone wrong, really, for Team Efficiency. I thought that they weren't going to be able to pull things back there, but the 2 guys in those heavy tanks for Team Efficiency really doing such a great job of surviving for such a long time and soaking up so much damage that it allowed the Batchats, Skell and Safi to just run around and do whatever they wanted, really.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Like you said, they really didn't have a care in the world. So I think we should take a look at some of the crucial moments in that battle. Maybe see right here where Bohan was doing such a great job blocking off those shots, and unfortunately JT just got one squeezed in between him. But yeah, so there was Happiness as well. He tried to get his clip off, but right after that, that was all he could do, fire 5 shots and then drop. So it really wasn't...
The ammo rack for the final kill as well there for Skell is nice to see, but more doing the majority of the damage. AMX50B, no surprises up towards the top there. Bohan with 3k though. That's what you want to see coming out from your E100s.
Yes, absolutely. Bohan, look, I love him as a heavy tank player. I had to make sure to add that last little bit onto the sentence, Jordan. But apart from that, Saf in that batch had 25T AP, Safi 1579 damage. Nothing else too crazy up the top of the scoreboard, and down the bottom, I'm sure we will be seeing Mr. Happiness on a fairly unimpressive figure, I believe. But overall, Team Efficiency still kind of mixing it with B Gaming up the top there.
Yeah. One more interesting stat I have for you here, Alex. I was kind of interested in to see how much damage Bohan had blocked. He blocked about 1,800 there, so not too bad from him in that 100.
Absolutely. That's what you're looking for. 1,800 damage blocked, and well, that's a bat chat. you know?
Yeah.
So when you block that much damage and also taken 2,900 yourself, or just about 2,900 like Bohan had,
it's a lot of damage
that's
soaked
a
up.
lot of delta change
exactly.
in the damages. So.
And that's really what you want to see coming out from those super heavies when you pick an E100 or you pick a mouse or an IS-7 even. You want to be at least taking, you want to be taking damage because it's soaking up shells from your more important damage dealers, but you also want to be bouncing those shells. So
100%.
Great stuff, I think, from the heavy tank drivers so far on Team Efficiency. And again, B Gaming, they were in it. That's how they were playing against EL Gaming. They were in the games, they were in the rounds, but they just weren't able to convert. And I wonder if that's going to be the story throughout the rest of this series here for them. But look, on the second half here, we'll have to see whether or not they're going to be able to pull through.
Yep. Well, we will. So I guess here on the second half, it will be a little bit easier, I feel, for B Gaming, because obviously we're switching sides now, and having just seen B Gaming on the attack, maybe it's a half that they're slightly less comfortable on. I know that last season they were kind of favoured attackers in quite a few maps, but this season they just don't look quite as strong in it. So maybe a little bit more of a slower playstyle on the defence, but might suit B Gaming a little bit more, and we might be able to see them, maybe just sit up towards the hill up the top, look down on towards the one flag with a scout tank up there, maybe do a little bit of a slow push into the city, just standard B Gaming stuff that they just might have to default back to in order to try and take out this win.
Got to remember that this is B Gaming's map pick as well here on Ghost Town. They've already gone down in the first round, so the best that they can hope for is a 1-1 on their own map pick, and then we've got 2 Team Efficiency maps coming up after that. So I think I'm really crossing my fingers here for B Gaming that they're going to be able to at least pull off this second half. So let's have a look and see what they're going to be trying to do it in the tank lineups. Going to come out here, B Gaming going again for an E100, some 50Bs, an Emil 2 this time though, instead of the Kranwagen, so the tier 9 Swedish heavy.
I like the Emil 2. It's pretty solid.
Team Efficiency with the exact same lineup as they did last round.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, why fix it if it's not broken, I guess, Jordan? And Ghost Town is one of the few maps that's so symmetrical in its design and layout that you can actually get away with doing this. You can get away with picking the exact same lineup on both sides. And, well, obviously it worked for Team Efficiency the first half, so they can do it again. B Gaming, though, I like the WZ111, like the Emil 2. Might have been the first time that we've seen the Emil 2 picked this season in WGL APAC.
Could be. I think we've seen the Emil 1 a couple of times.
Yeah, I believe so, but... actually, no, so we have seen the Emil 2 a couple of times, and it's sitting on a very solid win rate of 33%.
Very solid, Alex.
Very solid.
Unlike the AMX CDC, which has a 100% win rate, so clearly the best tank.
Actually, the T95 has a 100% win rate with a higher sample size, I think you'll find.
Of 2.
Hi, mate.
All right. Well.
Anyways, let's see where they're rolling out to. And whoa, Team Efficiency there on the defense. They're not really waiting for too much. They just had some pretty aggressive scouting maneuvers with Saf scouting out Happiness down there in that J5-6 area.
Yeah, I think that's not a super aggressive scout really from Team Efficiency. It was just Safi going a little further forward in his bat chat AP just so that he could get some info on what's going on here for B Gaming, and he's done a good job as well as Skell, who's also spotting out down that H sort of J line. Those B Gaming guys, not all of them, but quite a few of them down towards the southern end of the map there have been spotted out. And really, they've only spotted out Safi, who's now gotten out of there. And, I mean, JT got spotted a little bit there as well. So a lot of information for Team Efficiency. And now only is B Gaming starting to figure out what's going on here for Team Efficiency.
Yeah, and B Gaming right now, don't mind their positions, mainly because I haven't actually pushed in towards the 2 flag, and this could actually be a smart little maneuver here from B Gaming. It's almost like they're trying to bait Team Efficiency into potentially crossing over that 2 flag and maybe, catching them out. So if that was the case, then, Team Efficiency, they would just head through the flag and maybe try and catch B Gaming out there, like I'm sure we have seen them do a few times. But of course, with those tanks down there, B Gaming would have just been able to come up there and crossfire them very, very easily. Not going to be happening though, so...
Yeah. Definitely some things that are going to be going on, I guess some questions being asked here for Team Efficiency as to what B Gaming are going to be doing throughout this attacking side. So I think it might not be a bad time to jump in and have a listen into their comms.
Like the A100 side, right on the corner.
WGL.
Because they're starting to rotate north.
Okay.
Alright, Seth,
I'll
do you
go
want
with
to come hunt this batch out with me?
Yeah, let's just be careful
Careful
of
of the trap.
50B's trap here,
Yes.
where I hit emergency brakes in training.
Yeah, they still have a lot of stuff down here, so.
I don't think we should go close. I think we should
Yeah.
stay far
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, just checking this area, Scale. Start driving forward, Scale. Up there, I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm already on my way.
Hold on.
I think over
Can-
can stay with the E100s and then.
Can we get like the. maybe
Kanvagin
the-
or Granov?
Can I cross
Let's
to
see,
here and we get
Is
the
that Chroma?
50Bs to aim here?
Yeah. We can.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not getting lit from the hill, Scale, but that's...
Yeah.
A lot of communication there between Skell and Safi. You could hear both of
Yeah.
those Batchat AP drivers really needing to coordinate their movements and make sure they're going to be able to act as, I guess, one unit as opposed to two individuals. And we'll have to see how that turns out throughout the rest of this series. But Team Efficiency are quickly going to have to get a bit of a wriggle on here because B Gaming have quite nicely set themselves up for a one-flag defense. This E100 going to be difficult to push past. And, well, Team Efficiency are going to have to do that within the next minute.
Yeah, and just as you say that, Bohan not quite angling enough and takes a shot from the opposing E100, and now Bohan actually might be in a little bit of trouble, but if B Gaming push up too far, Team Efficiency are waiting for them.
Yeah, I really need to see Safi and Skell here getting involved because they're still miles away from the fight. They are two tier 9 tanks, so important for this battle, and Team Efficiency at the moment seem to be fighting a 5 versus 7. T4 in that 113 is going to be able to push through forward into Bohan, but it's Colin to take down the final kill for B Gaming in that respect. So a tank advantage now for B Gaming. Yusashan power very low in the AMX-50B though. Good focus fire there from Team Efficiency. Safi picks up the kill, and now the next AMX-50B will be the focus for Team Efficiency.
Yeah, there we go. Tacky just popping out a little bit
Timer,
too far
timer,
there.
timer.
Oh, no, zero. Oh!
Safi, I think, might have been the one to get that reset, or was it Party? It's so hard to tell when you're in the sort of over the top view, but I'm sure someone's going to be quite happy with how things went there. I would have loved to have been in the Team Efficiency comms when that happened, but in the end it's Party to get a kill onto T4 in the 113, and now we see a bit of a swing going the way of Team Efficiency. B Gaming felt like they put all their eggs in the basket of that cap, and now things are starting to come a little bit undone for them.
Yeah, this is not looking good for B Gaming right now. In saying that, Team Efficiency, they are all quite low. B Gaming just need to get some reloads and need to try and take some of those guns off the field. But look at that, the damage is so spread out that Team Efficiency here, as long as they can close out the remaining members of B Gaming, they're still in with a chance. But B Gaming actually could come back from this.
Yeah, this is an unwinnable situation really for JT there, but he does get the backup from Moore, so that's exactly what he needed. I thought things were going to go a little bit awry there for Team Efficiency, but works out okay. And now,
he's just been
again,
de-spotted.
10 seconds left on that cap. He does get spotted, and there's the easy shot from Skell coming out. A good reset for Team Efficiency, and a crucial one as well. This AMX-50B in a bit of a difficult position. Skell does get lit, so he's going to have to play a little bit safer, but I think this is going to be Team Efficiency again wrapping things up in what I would say was a pretty closely matched round.
Oh, absolutely. Insanely close. When you look down at Team Efficiency's health bars down there, you know, JT's just about one shot, Skell, Safi there just about one shot, and well, they've got to be pretty happy about that. It was very, very close, but at the end of the day, doesn't matter if you get tanks down to 300, 200, 1 HP, you need to take them off the field, and that's what B Gaming failed to do there.
Yeah, exactly. Great stuff from Team Efficiency. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort, getting that cap timer down to 0.1 seconds. But look, they got the job done in the end, and that's what you need. And yeah, look, I think the aggro juggling, I suppose, the damage juggling really from Team Efficiency was quite good there. Like you said, so many tanks on low HP, but the focus fire just wasn't there for B Gaming to connect the final shots.
Exactly, and you can really see that's one of Team Efficiency's big strengths when they get into a brawl like that, particularly with tankers like Bohan, who I think is one of the best at it in WGL. You know, they can just trade damage between each other so effectively. You know, they're in the right tanks to do it. They're in, you know, the Kranwagen, the E100, the IS.
I think it was, yeah.
Exactly, IS4. So they can do it really, really well. And when you have the Batchats kind of backing you up, providing the fire support at the back, I think that was a really good example of how Batchat APs should be played.
Yeah.
Because we do quite often see, you know, Batchat APs just not really able to get their full clip off, and you know, kind of playing a lot more aggressively, a lot more forward, but what we saw Team Efficiency do there with the Bad Chats is just stay quite far back, use them as just support tanks, almost like tank destroyers in a way, but very fast, sort of Bat Chatty tank destroyers.
Pew, not very much damage coming out from each shot, but lots of shots. Anyway, it was good to see there from Skell and Safi as well, working in unison as a unit, getting the reset when they needed to. I think it was those two that got the reset, but let's have a look at the replay here. Maybe that'll give us a better indication as to how that all went down. I really want to see who got the reset here. I think we might
so
get to see.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. Safi's coming up. So far, Moore and Party are coming around as well. Safi's just spotted the guys in the cap, so it must have been Safi.
No, I think it was more.
No.
I think it was more.
But it was 608 damage, so Moore was in the AMX 50B. So it might have been a joint effort. Who knows?
Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. The IS-4 coming out from JT, getting a lot of work done there. So he survived for quite a long time.
JT has been on fire this season.
Quite respectable to see him up above the AMX 50Bs in terms of damage.
Yeah, in an IS-4, excuse me. And like...
Well, excuse me, Alex.
Excuse me. Like, the IS-4, fun fact for you, Jordan.
That's fun.
This season has an 86% win rate.
Well, it's a little bit better now that JT's picked up a win in it.
87% win rate.
Two, because they played an IS-4 last round as well.
88% win rate.
Wow, excellent. That's so fun, Alex. I'm glad you told me.
It's very fun, but you know what's more fun is Bohan dealing one shot worth of damage and still playing a crucial part for his team. Unfortunately, Riku Sam in the MLE2 not really going to be making it work quite as much. I think, the ML, I'm not convinced about it yet.
No, look, it is what it is there. But B Gaming, just something missing again from them this week. We saw them last week. They just weren't able to get it done. And we came into this season expecting B Gaming really to be sitting in the either second or third position, vying it off with Meltdown for that one. But it seems to me at the moment that they're looking like they're going to be down the bottom of the scoreboard for the majority of the season. So they definitely need to turn things around.
This is very, very strange to see coming out of B Gaming. And, you know, we thought coming into this season that their roster might have even been improved from Season 1. But obviously it's not working out too well for them. Just in that moment, they looked a little bit scattered. Yes, they did get the cap down to 0 seconds. And yes, as soon as that fell apart, then I think their whole strategy fell apart. But still, B Gaming, that I know, doesn't lose 2 rounds and goes on Ghost Town to Team Efficiency.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. The B Gaming of last season would have been much more of a match for Team Efficiency. In fact, they actually 5-0'd Team Efficiency in Phase 2 of last season.
Yeah, there you go.
That's I guess what it goes to show. Admittedly, Team Efficiency did beat them 5-4 in Phase 1. But remember, B Gaming did start off slowly in Season 1. So maybe that's something that is taking part again here in Season 2. But, you know, it's good for these teams facing them early on to get a bit of an advantage, get those points on the board when they can. And, again, the pressure's going to be back on B Gaming here now that they're moving over to one of Team Efficiency's map. The next map in the pool is Prokhorovka. And I definitely think B Gaming, you know, they did struggle a little bit on the defensive side of that last week. But they did have some good attacking rounds on it last week as well. So this one for me is likely a 1-1.
Like Prokhorovka, a 1-1 you're calling? Well, I think that makes sense. I think it's time for B Gaming to pick up a win here in this series. Prokhorovka, not quite so clear-cut as Ghost Town in terms of, you know, we're not going to see quite as many brawls, going to see a lot more little skirmishes that maybe B Gaming might be better at. I think Team Efficiency here, they're probably going to be picking up the attack. B Gaming for the defense.
They are indeed doing that. B Gaming will be starting off on the defensive side, and it was B Gaming that got to obviously choose the side here, being that it is Team Efficiency's map. So B Gaming have opted to go for that defensive side first. So far this season, it's actually their weakest side. So maybe just trying to get that one out of the way, or if they win it, they get off to a good start, have a good roll in towards their favoured side.
Oh no, Jordan.
What?
Got a T1 10E5.
What's wrong with T1 10E5, Alex?
Well, do you want to know its win rate for this season? I'll tell you anyway. It is 37%.
Well,
that's what's wrong with the T1 10E5. But seriously, I mean, I just think in this current meta where we've got so many of these new tanks, the T1 10E5, like, it's just a little bit too gimmicky.
Would you rather see a Kranwagen or something?
I would much rather see a Kranwagen. You know, it does the same sort of thing, but better.
What's the Kranwagen win rate at?
Kranwagen, it is sitting on around about 59%.
Alrighty, well, there you
chopping.
Go.
But I do like the B Gaming 3 bat chats. 3 bat chats for B Gaming, that can work.
What about the 3 bat chats for Team Efficiency? You like that as well?
I love that. I love that, Jordan.
I like the 140 there as well for team efficiency, just getting that a little bit of extra
Constant
damage out.
damage,
Yeah, the
yep.
constant, consistent damage when the bat chats are reloading. Oh, T4 in the RU251 going fairly far forward, fairly aggressive push from him. But having a look at team efficiency's pushes here, they've got Skell so far forward on the
look at
2
that.
flag. If he gets spotted out, he's going to be in so much trouble, but he's not at the moment. B Gaming holding over towards the 1 flag. Great little bit of a spotting run from Skell here. And you can see that's going to give so much information over to team efficiency because of the lack of information that Skell is getting over on that side of the map.
Yep. And this is a situation where team efficiency are going to be pretty glad, I think, that B Gaming don't have something like the grill kind of sitting at the back anywhere. Instead, B Gaming, they've got Tacky, they've got Happiness, excuse me.
Skell's
just
on the
sitting
move
at
as
the back.
well. Starting to make his way
Skell,
forward.
so aggressive.
I'm a little bit surprised to see team efficiency still hanging around on this one side of the map when they know that that 2 side of the map is completely clear.
Yeah, team efficiency right now, look, they have cleared it out, and obviously it is a 1 flag kind of set up here for B Gaming on the defense. Team efficiency know that now, and so team efficiency, they can pretty happily get set up and just continue to gain more map control by eliminating each area that B Gaming players could be in. So it's going to come down to, you know, maybe in about a minute, team efficiency are going to know roughly where everyone from B Gaming is, particularly if Skell pushes up a little bit more. We've got, I think that's more pushing up a little bit in his bat chat. So it's just team efficiency getting a really great setup, and as soon as they want to, they're just going to be able to pull the trigger, and it's going to be hard for B Gaming to hold, I think.
Potentially. I mean, at the moment, though, B Gaming are sitting okay. They haven't taken any damage, so team efficiency still have that full nut to crack. It's been a relatively quiet first couple of minutes here on Prokhorovka. Team efficiency just getting set up, but similarly, B Gaming quite content to sit back here and play the defensive game.
Yeah, so right now it's looking like team efficiency.
Skell's pushing up very, very far forward now. He's going to spot out Riku Sam. He himself finally will be spotted out by B Gaming, so should be enough here for team efficiency to recognize that there's no one on this side of the map.
Yep.
Will we see a
100%.
rotation, though? That's the real question. Or are we going to try and maybe see Bohan or JT here in the Kranwagen peek over and get a bit of damage onto Riku Sam? Hard to say. A lot of options available for team efficiency, though. They have a lot of awareness of what B Gaming is doing. So it's really up to team efficiency here just to decide what they want to do with this information.
Yeah, look, there's a few paths team efficiency can go down right now. I feel like if they want to, they could just do a pretty simple push, a coordinated push, send their bat chats all the way up here. And then the question is, once they're spotted out by that RU251, you know, do they then try and take out the IS7? Probably going to be taking out the bat chats if they get spotted early on as well, which I'm assuming they will, because all these 3 bat chats from B Gaming are going to be firing right down on towards those team efficiency bat chats. And I think if team efficiency focus on this general side here, as my map's getting a little bit messy.
Alex, did you paint the Mona Lisa in a past life?
Look,
because that was a work of art.
that was brilliant. You know when Snapchat asks you to if you really want to delete it. I don't think I should have deleted that.
No, well.
But anyways, lots of
meanwhile,
options.
in the meanwhile, while Alex has been doodling on the map, Skell has managed to put himself on that flag, and he's actually got it down to 1 minute 10 more. Has taken a bit of damage, though, and JT also taking some. He does get ammo racked, but in the end, he does take down Riku Sam for his efforts, so I think that's a worthwhile trade there for team efficiency, and obviously a repair kit available there for JT, so he's able to fix that one up, and, well, again, it's a good start into this round for team efficiency.
Yep, 100%. So they've decided to go for a little bit more of the slower play, and now this is going to be forcing B Gaming out of their defensive positions. We can see Taki, Yusuf, Power, T4, they're now starting to push up. They're starting to react. They're getting a little bit jittered, and
Bohan takes a couple of shells, does take a hit to the ammo rack as well, but he's going to be able to repair that.
Yeah.
And 9 seconds left on that cap, though. B Gaming do need to get in there and get the reset. And the trouble is, when they try and do that, they're going to be shot from behind by all of these team efficiency players. Looks like a reset does come across, or Skell's managed to... Oh, actually, more goes down. That's what the reset was. Skell does get off the cap here, and he's going to probably go down as well, but he'll do a little bit of damage before he does. T4 in the RU251, getting pretty low, but overall, despite the fact that B Gaming do get the reset there, and they kind of are able to secure a little bit more time left in this map, I think they might have sacrificed a little bit too much. You can see Tiltil is a one-shot, T4 nearly a one-shot, or even a one-shot if there's a good roll from some of those TE tanks. Granovsky should be able to take down Tiltil here and does, equalizing the tanks. And it's all down to team efficiency here. They need to execute this well. They've missed a couple of shots onto onto Taki there. And now things are starting to get a little bit worrisome because look at this. B Gaming actually have reasonably equal HP pools to team efficiency, and I think team efficiency are going to be close to getting on those reloads, so they need to get something in the next minute or so.
Yeah, and there we go. They just have with Colin 1120 going down to JT, and now that team efficiency are in this sort of clumped up position, anyone from B Gaming that tries to push around them, you know, team efficiency should be able to focus them down. And Happiness is reloading, so that's 30 seconds. They don't have to worry about that bat chat. The rest of B Gaming are kind of circling around, not committing to any fights just yet, looking for the skirmishes instead.
Bohan really needs to get out of that position that he's in. He's in all sorts of trouble, being chased down by a couple of bat chats and the RU251. I think he's probably going to go down here. I'm surprised team efficiency doesn't just jump on the 2 flag here, try and cause a bit of a distraction, because I feel like that would really just force B Gaming into 2 mines, and I think that's the idea that team efficiency has got now as well. Safi and Granovsky planting themselves on that 2 flag, so it's going to afford Bohan a little bit more time, or if Bohan does go down, that will afford the rest of team efficiency a little bit more time on that cap circle.
Yeah, there we go. So I think even T4 would be game enough to peek over to Bohan right now, and yep, there we go. He should be going down soon. So all of B Gaming, now they're clumped up. Now they just need to get on towards that 2 flag. Oh,
Party almost committed a little bit too much to that. If he had have gone down, that could have been the nail in the coffin for team efficiency, but they're still surviving for now. Party does go down though to Taki, and now it's a player advantage for B Gaming. Team efficiency need to find an advantage somewhere. 16 seconds left on that cap, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get reset quite easily. Safi though does trade out T4. It's the tier 8 tank going down for B Gaming. 3-on-3, as you mentioned. Taki a one-shot now for team efficiency as well, but Haponer's doing the lion's share of the work. He though is taking a bit of damage for himself as well, so this one really going down to the wire.
yeah, absolutely. And look at that. Safi only has 1 shot left. Granovsky too. They need to make every one of these shots count right now. But JT's reloaded.
JT's come off the reload. He's going to be able to put so much damage into Yusashan Power, but I think he's been tracked. And he doesn't have a repair kit left. He had to use it on the Amarak earlier. That's a disaster for team efficiency now. Granovsky and Safi, the only 2 remaining, and the health pool actually favoring B Gaming as well as the shots left in the clip. Taki has got a full clip left. Granovsky only 1 shot. He really is in desperate need of some time to reload here, but he just can't be afforded that time.
Oh, they both missed. Oh, but Taki has 4 shots left. This is not good. 2 minutes left as well. We need to see team efficiency take out these 2 remaining B Gaming players in 2 minutes. And Granovsky's on the reload for another 20 seconds or so.
Safi with a full clip though. He's going to go straight forward in towards Taki. How much HP does he have? He has enough to survive a shot, and he does take a shot onto Taki. And now it is just 1 versus 2. Use the Shan Power to clutch this out. 1 minute and 30 left for him, either to survive or take out these 2 remaining tanks for team efficiency. I think the cap all sort of gone from the minds of team efficiency, but I do want to hear what's going on in the team efficiency comms here. So let's jump in quickly before this match is over.
Stay together.
In the bush. Yeah, just make sure you do it together.
I reckon he's already over in A1.
Yeah, or A0. What if we just stay on cap? No time already?
No time.
Okay.
We need to go A0 now, I think, if he's not here.
Yeah, go back middle, Safi. He's not here, I would be spotted.
Okay.
And I'll go A0.
Well, a bit of confusion there for team efficiency. I don't think JT is going to be too happy with that call when he finds out, or when he rewatches the VOD there. Yusashan Power, as we know, definitely nowhere near the A0 line, and team efficiency are going to be timed out of this game. It was so close. They were almost able to clutch out a win there, but Yusashan Power has no worries at all. He's going to be able to survive this one. And team efficiency, well, Safi's not too pleased with how things are going here, because it's got to be really difficult to lose a map.
Yeah,
in that fashion.
So hard to lose this one out, because you know they had the 2 tanks, they had the shells in the clip. Yusashan Power would have been, you know, probably just 2 shots left with some good rolls. So disappointing.
Yeah. But like we said, we felt like B Gaming was going to be able to pull off one here on Prokhorovka. So far this series, the rounds have been pretty close, and this time it's B Gaming the one to get the advantage and finally get over the line.
Yes, well, I think they did deserve that one, to be fair, because they had played that earlier little part of the skirmish quite well. After losing the first tank, they bounced back really well. They were able to kind of, you know, use the mobility of their tanks a little bit better than I expected, and a little bit better than team efficiency expected as well. I think catching out Bohan in that 113, I believe, over down near that kind of bottom area of the map, they were able to push through from there and close out most of team efficiency, sort of enough to keep them preoccupied for long enough for Taki to run away.
Yeah, there was some really, really close sort of things that could have gone either way there. I mean, if JT didn't get tracked in the Kranwagen, maybe he would have been able to get a little bit more damage across, and that might have been enough for team efficiency, but
like
just
exactly,
the little moments.
The little moments. And JT being tracked in the Kranwagen, just to touch on that, that is why we see lots of players now actually going with the double repair kit setup. And, you know, I played the Kranwagen a little bit, but not quite enough to know whether it really needs that med kit. But obviously in scenarios like that, you don't need the med kit because he still had it. You need the extra repair kit.
I think there is maybe a good argument for taking a double repair kit, because in the Kranwagen or any of those Swedish heavy tanks, because a lot of shells are going to be coming into the front of your tank as well.
Well, exactly.
The gun sometimes takes damage fairly often as well, so we'll have to see how that develops throughout the season, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the players starting to run a couple of repair kits rather on that Kranwagen. But of course, such an exciting game, and we have to go ahead and have a look at some of these replays here because, well, it's always good to relive that.
Oh, yeah, and Bohan just getting caught out there. Look, he stayed there for too long, and I'm not too sure what Team Efficiency's thinking was putting him there because he didn't have enough HP to act as a buffer, and just meant that B Gaming could clean him up and head right on towards that cap.
This was a great shot from Yusashan Power, getting the shot right into the track, into the drive wheel, exactly where he needed to get the shot, and basically free damage onto JT. JT could do nothing about it. Well, there it is. Having a look at the battle stats, though, Happiness was the one to lead the charge for B Gaming.
Yeah, Happiness doing a good job this battle with 3.4 thousand damage dealt, 13 shots as well. Yusashan Power and his bat chat managed to hit the 3K mark as well, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. And even Bohan, who I thought might have not contributed quite that much, ended up with 2.6K. So it's a fair effort from Mr. Bohan as well. But overall on the bottom, B Gaming, yeah, the Kranwagen's still not quite working out too well for them. I think Colin 1120, he just dropped really, really fast until Tilmatil was in the T110E5.
I think you knocked the T110E5 way more than it deserves.
Maybe a little bit, but anyways. 782. Not amazing.
Not a big deal, though, for B Gaming. They do pull off the win and put themselves at 2-1, so still a little bit behind here, but at least able to bounce back early on in the series before things got too out of control. And now, having picked up the win on the defensive side, moving on to the attacking side, which they actually won every round they played of last week in WGL APAC, they should be feeling pretty confident about this one. I think maybe, you know, they could pull this one off 2-0.
Potentially. I don't know. I'm not really feeling a 2-0 here from
No,
B
like
Gaming.
I initially said I thought it was going to be a 1-1, but I did think it was going to go 1-1, favouring the attacking side, not the defending side.
Right. Well, yeah, I sort of was thinking on that way as well, but I think that B Gaming, that was a very close one. Just a few little tiny mistakes there from team efficiency, I believe, led them to that loss. So I reckon it's still shaping up to be a 1-1.
Again, I think it's going to be a close round coming out here, though. It definitely feels like after that first half, these two teams are very closely matched on Prokhorovka, and really one small thing is going to tip it either way.
Yeah. Like a little push.
A little push, yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. But we'll have to find out how that goes throughout. Well, when we get into the tank picks, I think we can start to have a bit of a discussion as to how we think that's going to go. So it might be time to bring them up and have a look and see what's going to be going on here. B Gaming starting off with a grill on the attacking side, a couple of 113s. This is looking like it could be a push towards that Western flag. Team efficiency with 4 bat chats this time and an RU251, so they've replaced the Object 140 with a bat chat.
I actually like that. Yep, going with the bat chat instead. I like the grill on B Gaming side. Look, just a lot more versatile, I think, than anything else you can pick on the attack as a tank destroyer. Well, apart from maybe the S-Tank, which we have seen TCZ use, but overall, two pretty solid, pretty standard setups. Team efficiency going with a little bit more armor compared to B Gaming's 113s, favouring the mobility a little bit more in those ones. Of course, that Chinese tier 10 heavy tank, which plays a lot like a medium. Okay, so the rollout.
D4's going for an early spotting run through mid, which is fairly standard to do here on Prokhorovka. Skell in his light tank, just running down the side of the tracks on the 2 flag. It's only Bohan that gets spotted out there in the IS-7 for team efficiency, so not too much information there for B Gaming, but it does give away the fact that at least one of those heavy tanks is moving over to the 2 flag. JT now spotted out as well in his Kranwagen.
A few good little early spots there, and B Game, well, they're going to use that information. T4's so far up now that B Gaming can be pretty certain that there is no one from Team Efficiency up in that kind of 1-2 line, or at least not enough of a force to be worried about. It's a good little move. They're going to be setting up in this 1-2 line behind these bushes, which do offer some excellent camouflage. Of course, if you're sitting behind a bush, or if there's bushes in between your line of sight and the enemy tank that's spotting you, then you do gain some extra camouflage, which is why this is a perfect spot for something like a grill, or these bat chats, which generally have a very low profile.
This is a very similar setup to what Team Efficiency ran yesterday against Coalition Zoo on the defensive side of Prokhorovka, and it worked out quite well for Team Efficiency. It got relatively close, but T was able to get those resets with the Kranwagen. Yesterday it was Party playing the Kranwagen here on Prokhorovka though, and now today it's JT. So a little bit of a difference there, but we'll see how it works out for Team Efficiency. Granovsky taking so much damage, gets spotted out so early, and well, that's not too great for them to start things off here.
That is not ideal for B Gaming. Team Efficiency rather, not ideal at all.
Till, he's actually going to take this advantage, I think, and try and push a little bit further forward, pressure JT a little bit, and make life a little bit more difficult for him getting the reset. It is JT, really, that's going to have to get these resets.
Yeah.
I guess Bohan can get in there pretty quickly as well. Obviously, in an IS-7, he's going to have to time it right, but JT really here is the resetter for Team Efficiency.
Yeah.
Bohan started
job
to move forward here. So this is what I wanted to see as well, because yesterday Team Efficiency did have a player in this sort of D5 or E5 position where they were trying to get the resets. I think it was the Kranwagen, and the IS-7 was in the position that JT is in now, but they both are able to get the reset reasonably easily, being a good hull-down tank. Very difficult to pen the turret, unless, of course, it's facing the side.
Facing the wrong way, exactly. So Bohan, I think he's going to be a little bit more careful than that, and I think that shot even went go through his
Well,
turret.
the first problem here for Team Efficiency is that they need to spot out T4 in that RU-251, so
Not
that
easy.
they know where to fire.
Yeah,
At the moment,
exactly.
Till is just putting so much pressure on that forward position. JT, I think they feel like the RU-251 is in the forward bush, but the RU-251's in the backward bush. And Team Efficiency, it's getting a little bit worrisome for me here.
Yeah, and JT, look at this. He's only got 2 more shells in the clip, so Team
Party.
Efficiency, they're going in.
Party for the spot. He does spot out T4, and the reset comes across, but now Team Efficiency are really going to have to show their caliber. They take down T4 straight off the bat, but they might have wasted too many shells. Oh, that's a big shot into the 113. The ammo rack coming out, I think they're from more. Great little bit of a turnaround there for Team Efficiency, but they still might have sacrificed too much for this, Alex.
Yeah, maybe. They've lost 1 member already, but they have taken down 2 members from B Gaming. As long as they can kind of stay safe for their reloads that they're getting now in the Kranwagen, in Party's bat chat, they should be fine. They do have a slight HP disadvantage right now, but about 400 damage.
Oh,
but,
big shot as well from the Grill 15 right into
850.
Bohan. That's almost a max roll, really,
Yeah.
out of that Grill 15. So Bohan not going to be too keen on that one. But, like you said, the guns in the game here for Team Efficiency may be enough to pull them through.
Yeah, maybe. Look, they've got a lot of firepower left, that's for sure. B Gaming lacking 2 tanks, although look at Yusuf Shampower. He's in such a perfect position up here. That is just not what you want to be seeing if you're trying to push into that. A grill in so many bushes with the trees as cover as well.
Yeah.
But the good thing for Team Efficiency right now is that B Gaming, they don't have a clear sort of win strategy. They've got to think about now what they're, you know, how they're going to play this next little part of the map. You
They
know,
need to fall back to plan B.
Maybe, exactly. Maybe is it going to be a retreat and 2 flags?
Skell's going to make falling back to plan B a bit difficult because he's spotting this southern part of the map, and that's where B Gaming kind of want to rotate through. And as soon as they try and do that, Skell's going to get, well, he's going to spot Super Hiroshi, Happiness, maybe even Taki if he moves forward a little bit here. The problem is, though, Skell's a little bit, I guess, out in no man's land here. He does need to be careful if he does get spotted out. He is going to be lit up quite quickly, and there you go. That's going to be the start of things. He does take a couple of shots. I would have liked to have seen him play just a little bit safer there, but he does get back across the tracks quite safely, and really good stuff there from Team Efficiency, taking down Super Hiroshi. They had the angles that they needed. They had the firing lines, and I mean, Skell takes a bit of damage, but it's well worth it to take out a Batchat.
100%. Yeah, without a doubt, I think. And Skell there in that RU-251. Going to be hiding back behind that bush. And I think right now, B Gaming, with only 4 tanks up alive, this is where the grill sort of does become a little bit less easy to play, because it's actually got to move around a little bit now.
Yeah.
And reposition, and as soon as that grill, you know, moves, gets out of its little campsite, then that's when it can get in danger.
4 minutes left on the clock, so a lot of time for B Gaming to work with, but the problem is they don't have any real... They have the tanks in the game, but they just don't have enough to match up against Team Efficiency here, so they're really going to have to catch someone off guard with 1 or 2 of these Batchats that they have remaining and clip him out, and maybe they can go from there. But Happiness, he's in the middle of sort of nowhere at the moment. If he gets spotted out here by Safi, Granovsky, and Skell, he is going to go down. He has no backup at all. Safi peeking over. There's going to be the spot at the Happiness, and well, I got to say, I think this is a very, very dead Batchat for B Gaming.
Yeah, there we go. Happiness just way out of position there, and he's going to be punished for it. Great read by Team Efficiency. Great spotting by them.
And good sniping.
And good sniping.
Not always easy to hit a Batchat going full speed at that kind of a range, but top players in the region, I think, going to be well versed in it.
I can do it sometimes as well.
Sometimes.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I like to do as well. So occasionally I can do it, but not always. JT, though, in the Kranwagen is doing, again, that resetting job on the reload now, but really, Team Efficiency, I don't think, are going to be too worried about how this situation has panned out.
Look, they've got too many tanks right now. B Gaming are not going to be able to deal with 6 tanks alive. The Kranwagen's just about reloaded as well. Collins on half health. Taki's on half health. The grill is a grill, so yeah, they're going to be going down soon.
Yeah, exactly. And JT did need a bit of backup here, and he is definitely going to be getting that as well. Party putting in a lot of shots from that Patchat. Does go down, but it's enough time for JT to reload. He's going to push forward here and try and take down Taki, but in the end, it's Safi to clean that kill up, and all's well that ends well for Team Efficiency. It's just Yushishan Power left alive. He should be going down momentarily here. Team Efficiency will pull off a 1-1 on Prokhorovka, their own map pick, which puts them at a 3-1 advantage. Good try, Skell.
Oh, nice one.
Well, he did get the kill in the end, I guess, so...
Worth it.
Worth. Yeah.
No, well.
But yeah, that's 3-1 for Team Efficiency now, and B Gaming at least showed some signs of life there on Prokhorovka.
Yeah, it's signs of life, but at the end of the day, signs of life, you're going to need a little bit more than that to beat Team Efficiency and to win the game, unfortunately for B Gaming. So, yeah, Team Efficiency, very well played. I think they had control throughout the entirety of that map. Excellent early scouting. I feel as well. Which Team Efficiency, they're a really good team for scouting. Early Skell in his RU-251, which incidentally has something like a 70% win rate, or a very high win rate so far.
Wow.
Just taking a look at it here on the tank stats. Once I can find it, because I think it's called the Sparpanzer.
Yeah.
I lied a little bit. 61%.
61. Still, that's pretty
very
respectable.
High.
Yeah. I like the RU-251. It's probably my pick of the Tier 8 light tanks when I'm
you have an
messing
RU-251, don't you?
I have an RU-251. I have a 1390. Getting there on the T49, but I have messed around in the T49 on some of the press accounts, and I'm not such a fan of it as much. It's it's kind of the one and done kind of tank. You get in there, you get a shot, but you're a little bit lucky sometimes to get a shot across. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. We'll have a look at the replays here for that last round on Prokhorovka and see how things went for Team Efficiency. This was a good push.
Yeah, excellent push. Look, Team Efficiency recognised that JT, he
and
wasn't...
that was massive.
Yeah, that was massive. But yeah, team efficiency, they recognised JT wasn't doing well, so they pushed in, and excellent little spot here, followed up. Happiness did absolutely nothing. I mean, honestly, even if he just stayed still and tried to at least get 2 shots off before he dropped, that would have been a little bit more useful. But at the end of the day, not to be.
Yeah, I don't know how much that would have helped, really, in the end. They probably would have lost anyway. And Skell, of course, with the superhuman effort with that IE251, getting the ram. In the end, it was Safi to do the majority of the work there for team efficiency. JT as well having a pretty good game in that Kranwagen.
JT is such a consistent player. I tell you what, team efficiency, they've stumbled onto a gem here in
Don't say
JT.
that about JT. He's going to be feeling really good about himself, and we don't want that.
No?
No, we don't. We don't.
Well, you platoon with him, don't you?
He'll never stop ribbing me in TeamSpeak after this.
There you go.
And he's going to say you're his favourite caster now instead of me.
Well, that's because I'm the best caster.
No.
But Gradovsky
Hey,
there
who won the hair vote?
his
Me.
bat chat,
51%,
2.1k.
correct.
I think we need a recount. And Super Hiroshi in his bat chat, about 1,600 damage, but 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I was
all
wondering what we
team
were going to see.
efficiency.
I was wondering what we were going to see on the second half of this scoreboard, because the first half was looking pretty good for Big
Yep.
Gaming there. But
And
this is
that's
what
ugly.
shows the story, really. The
That's
113, 1 shot across, Happiness, none. T4, none in the IE251. So
Yeah,
that's...
T4 was
yeah.
explainable. Til Matil and Happiness, no.
Not
Like,
really.
and honestly, Til Matil, I don't remember much last season of what he did play in terms of the 113, but he doesn't.
Well, last
feel
season,
like
Til Matil was pretty much their
li-
dedicated tier
light
8 tank player. Yeah.
tank, exactly. So seeing him in the 113 there really doesn't click in my
And I
mind.
thought he was one of the better light tank players as well.
I love Til Matil as a light tank
Yeah.
player. So I'm not too sure why Big Gaming have kind of messed that dynamic up a little bit and put him onto something like the 113, which I just don't think he's that comfortable on. Let alone, it could be in a bat chat. That I think that would make a lot more sense. But at the end of the day, they have to adapt with what what the captain says, I guess.
Well, B Gaming definitely are going to have to do some adapting here, because they're coming up here on Cliff. It's Team Efficiency's pick. I think it's a very good pick for Team Efficiency as well. I like this map for them. I think they have a pretty good chance of pulling this one off 2-0 and in the end bringing it to a 5-1.
You know what I'd love to see here on Cliff?
What would you love to see here on Cliff?
Love to
Alex?
see Oods or
STRV?
an STRV.
Yeah, it's potential. It's potential. We have seen it in the North American region. Not so much here in APAC just yet, at least on this one. But yeah, we'll see whether or not it's the case. I'm not so sure. To me, it doesn't feel like Team Efficiency have an STRV player or a UDES player in their roster.
Yeah.
And fairly similar as well for BGaming. They just don't seem to be a tank that they pick up all that much either.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame because I do love saying it, but at the end of the day, if you don't practice it, then you can't play it. Simple as that. Otherwise, you'd probably end up playing it a little bit like I do, which isn't
Very
great.
poorly.
But
Tomato.
Cliff, not Tomato, mate. Cliff, of course, it is a map where those sorts of tanks can work. Up on the lighthouse up the top, if you can get a tank up there, nice fast light tank or something like the UDES or the S tank.
Even the bad chats.
Even the bad chats, exactly. Then you can spot out across all of the lower fields, all the little valleys down there as well. So very key position to take. But here we go. We are going to be seeing lots of bad chats.
No surprises there, Alex.
And a T49 and a TVP for the guys from Big Gaming. Team Efficiency going with an RU and a T.
Yeah, so pretty much expected lineups coming out here from both of these teams. I think we might see a T49 for Team Efficiency on the defensive side as well. It just has a bit of a better time setting up its shots on the defense than on the attack. But really, not too surprised by anything that's come out here, and it's just going to be good old-fashioned Cliff game with the bat chats and the TVPs reigning supreme.
It's a good old-fashioned Cliff game, eh, Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, no, that is right. Hopefully we see a good old-fashioned Cliff rush in this good old-fashioned Cliff game as well. But it's time to find out whether we will or not as we hop into the game. It's B Gaming taking their roster of Happiness, Taki, T4, Yusashan Power, Til Matil, Super Hiroshi, and Colin 1120. And Team Efficiency actually moving up, not going for a rush early on, instead setting up a little bit more defensively.
Yep.
They might be pushing up around the 2 flag.
It's an interesting strategy. It's not something that we see all that much,
No.
really, because you do, I guess, leave yourself open a little bit to getting shot from up on the hill if the defensive side does head in that direction. But Party, he's got a reasonably decent position to get shots into the hill, but at the moment being covered off by Yusashan Power, so taking a couple of early shots, Team Efficiency are going to have to come back from that. I would like to have maybe seen one of those team efficiency players in sort of the H9 or H8 position there, just to cover off the lighthouse if they're going to go for this 2-flag push. But at the moment, it does look like team efficiency not really committing to this one just yet. JT and Granovsky kind of sniffing around, but they haven't gone so far yet that it's too late for them to get out.
Yeah, no, that's right. So team efficiency not committing to anything just yet, as we do see Taki actually coming down off the hill.
And Safi having climbed this hill as well, that kind of frees up the guys down towards the south end, because they are going to get some information. They know Big Gaming now don't really control the hill, and that's really going to open the map up a little bit for team efficiency.
Yeah, that's a good little move there from team efficiency getting that. And interestingly enough, Happiness, he's having a bit of a snipe right at the back here.
TVP, a very accurate tank.
Yeah. And obviously going to be able to go through anything on team efficiency's side without much issue. Oftentimes that TVP can struggle a little bit when it goes up against some tier 10 heavies, but against Bat Chats and other TVPs, no problemo.
Team efficiency at the moment just trying to secure control of that middle part of the map, and Taki is just giving them a bit of a problem up on the lighthouse there. Safi really wants to get him out of this position. He should get a... I thought he was going to get a shot there, but the little bit of a lip there, keeping Taki safe. So Safi does fire off a shot, gives away another one as well. So he's really trying to put some damage into Taki, finally managing to connect one, but Taki's going to be counting these shells. He knows that he's got an extra couple of shells in the clip, and if he does want to go forward here, he could potentially win that trade. What he doesn't know is that Granovsky is relatively close behind Safi, so if he gets baited into this one, it would be a little bit of a shame for B Gaming.
Well, it's smart play from team efficiency right now, kind of trying or setting the bait for Taki, casting the line out, as it were, but Granovsky's actually going to be able to show himself now.
Get a shot in there as well. Taki's in such a risky position. If he makes one wrong move, he's going to be forced back out of that one. And just again, a couple of trades of shells, but really nothing to write home about for these two teams.
And nothing too crazy right there. It's not the cliff that we're always used to seeing. Typically we do see, particularly towards the end half of last season, a lot more aggression. But speaking of aggression, here we are, more Skell and Bohan in these Bat Chats and AU251. They have come up this little hill right here. Might be looking to push out on towards Super Hiroshi once they've spotted him.
They have been spotted out themselves though, so that's not too great for them. A little bit of information going in the favor of B Gaming Party, and the TVP's trying to get involved as well. Having a bit of a traffic jam, I think, at the moment is team efficiency in that little part of the map.
A little bit. Need the traffic controller there, Jordan.
Yep.
But right now, B Gaming, look, they've got no real reason to move too much. They have spotted out those guys down there, but again, use your Shan power up on the hill. Happiness up on his little hill on A5. They should be able to deal with them just fine. Taki starting to get a little bit low here, so that's probably the biggest worry for B Gaming, because as soon as they lose Taki, then team efficiency can take that hill, take that lighthouse, and get a lot more map control. Interesting that Colin 1120 is going to be sitting all the way back there in his T49, waiting for a push, maybe up towards that E3, D3 area.
I'm kind of struggling to see what the end game is here for team efficiency. Like, they might get a little bit of control towards the lighthouse, but they haven't secured it, and those guys over towards the western side of the map are going to need to be, I think, the ones that really are going to need to push through and be the ones to open the map up here for team efficiency. That looks like it's what's going to happen. Skell leading the charge here. Moore getting spotted out as well, and Colin in the T49 missing his shot. That could have been disastrous for Skell. Moore does get tracked, but doesn't take any damage, and TVP of Happiness at the moment has used up all of the shells in his clip, so team efficiency have a little bit of extra breathing room. They've gained quite a lot of control over towards this western side of the map, but how is that going to help them get in towards either of these flags or get some damage across? We really need to see them starting to get some damage done, because they are starting to bleed a little bit, And there you go,
Yeah.
Super Hiroshi now starting to take some shots.
That was a good little play because it forced Happiness to move down there. And, you know, like you said, now Super Hiroshi taking a few shots. He's in a lot of trouble and just gone down to JT.
T4 as well, getting extremely low. Party is going to clean that one up, and the angles here for Team Efficiency looking really, really good. They've just managed to get themselves where they need to, and they're getting the damage across. B Gaming in all sorts of trouble now with a 2-tank disadvantage. And as well as that, a massive health disadvantage. Taki and Yusushan Power only a couple of shots away from death. Tilty Matil, though, going aggressive on JT. Let's see how many shots JT has. I think he's got 2 left, and I think it's going to be enough to take down Tilty Matil with the backup of Party, who does get the kill in the end. Safi's going to have to mountain goat his way back down the hill there because he's got no shells left in the clip. But Team Efficiency, really nice work here on Cliff. Have just torn B Gaming apart, really.
Absolutely, and I was a little bit worried for Team Efficiency earlier on when they were playing against Fun. So slow and letting, I think it was Til poke them up on the hill there, but at the end of the day, it's just how it works, and we can see here even the T49, Colin 1120 is struggling.
Happiness does take down Skell in the RU251, but much of a muchness really for Team Efficiency, as they've only got 1 tank left to deal with, and plenty of tanks to do that with. Gorowski might go down, but no. In the end, he survives, and Team Efficiency close out the 4th round in their favour. 4-1 now. And, well, I got to say, B Gaming, their struggles continuing.
They're on Struggle Street with a one-way ticket to Struggle Station, I think, as well.
Did you come up with that one on the spot? It seemed a little bit shaky.
Maybe.
Struggle City, I think, would have been a good one.
Maybe I'm in Struggle City.
Maybe you are.
Anyways.
Maybe I am, because I have to class with you.
No, it's okay. You'll get Max later today.
I
Jordan.
will, luckily.
We will.
Yeah.
But anyway, Struggle City was definitely where B Gaming were in the latter half of that one there, because it looked like their defensive setup was okay, but Team Efficiency, they just did what they did on Prokhorov. They prodded around. They got a lot of scouting done, and this sort of not new Team Efficiency, but updated Team Efficiency, they do seem to like to do that. They do seem to value map control, you know, very, very highly now, and that let them, you know, pinpoint where all of the guys on B Gaming would have been on the map and adapt accordingly. And it was a great, smart move for those 2 tanks to push up towards the spawn of B Gaming.
I think one of the problems for B Gaming there was that Happiness in his TVP, he used his entire clip and didn't really get that much damage across. The T49 also not managing to connect the shot onto Skell as they were kind of getting into position, those Team Efficiency members. So I think maybe if the aim was just a little bit better there for B Gaming, if Skell had have gone down, for example, or if Moore had have taken 2 or 3 shots from that TVP, then we might have seen a bit of a different result coming out there. But it did seem very confident and comfortable win, really, for Team Efficiency in the end.
I think so. So right now, Team Efficiency, look, they have got to be pretty happy with that, and obviously pretty happy that now they are getting very, very close to taking this series out. And, I mean, I predicted 5-2 in this one, but who knows, it could even turn into a 5-1.
Realistically, I didn't think that this was going to be this much of a difference between B Gaming and Team Efficiency. Let's have a look at the replays, though, for that one on Cliff. But while we have a look at these, yeah, look, I knew that B Gaming wasn't having a great season so far, but I still thought they were going to be able to put up a better fight against Team Efficiency here. Like I said, I thought it was going to be 5-3. I thought it was going to be a bit closer, and Max even predicted B Gaming to win, so that's a bit of egg on his face so far, at least this series. But we'll see how this turns out. I mean, look, he said 5-4, which is still a potential result here for B Gaming, but it would really have to be something special for them to come back here and bring it back to a 5-4 win. Having a look at the battle stats, though, it's Batchats up towards the top. Who would have thought it, Alex?
Who would have thought it? I may have thought it, in fact.
Wow,
maybe
you're a smart guy sometimes.
I'm a very smart guy, but the TVP there, Party, he could have done a little bit more, maybe in the.
Oh, you really call
no,
him out?
no, as in he could have been up the top a little bit more potentially because it's the TVP. I'm not calling him out, but
you hear that, Party? Alex is calling you out.
Yeah, why not? But JT is a machine with the damage. He just gets the damage out, and you know, Batchat 2.5k, crazy. And Happiness there in that TVP for B Gaming did do a little bit of work. 12 shots fired, maybe you would have expected a little bit more, but Colin 1120 in that T49 dealing about 780 damage, and unfortunately for B Gaming, the guys that just got taken out. T4 is not having a good day. 0 damage. Super Hiroshi as well, 335. And, well, Bohan, he's not in a heavy tank, so you can't really blame him for getting sub 400.
Look, I mean, it is what it is. Someone has to miss out on the damage there, and in that case, it was Bohan. But we have seen some good stuff from him earlier on in this series. And my main question now about this final round is: are we going to see history repeat itself? Because last week, B Gaming lost every single game 5-1, and they're really on the brink of losing this one 5-1 as well.
Well, obviously, next up in terms of the maps, we've got Muravanka.
Well, they've got another half of Cliff.
After this half of Cliff.
Yeah.
So if B Gaming can pull through on this half of Cliff, I'm just not really feeling that B Gaming can get a pull through here, because Cliff, it just doesn't feel like a map for them.
Yeah.
You know, all of them aren't comfortable in those medium tanks, in those super fast bat chats, etc. I feel as though B Gaming are a team much more comfortable in the sort of, you know, semi-heavy lineups.
Well, they definitely showed that on Ghost Town.
Exactly, where they came very close. But team efficiency here, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
It will be 5-1.
I think I agree with you here. I think team efficiency have got the goods to take this one out on Cliff. If it goes to Muravanka, then I might get a little bit worried here for team efficiency, because they didn't show a great result on Muravanka yesterday against Coalition Zoo. But let's not delay any longer. Heading on to... okay. A couple of E50s for B Gaming.
Wow.
Tier 9 German medium.
Don't see that every day.
Do not see that every day. So that's a bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I actually like this more. This is B Gaming, you know, saying, okay, guys, we're on the brink of losing. Let's pick something a little bit out there. So I don't mind it. Obviously, the E50, unlike the bat chats and the TVPs, does not have any of those auto loaders that some of the more popular mediums have. A little bit of a heavier tank, so who knows? Maybe we'll see B Gaming getting a few rams underway if they can get up the hill.
Be hard pressed to catch some of those bat chats if they're chasing them down. The E50 is not the quickest of tanks, but it's commonly regarded as one of the better tier 9 medium tanks. So interested to see how it goes. We haven't seen too much of it. I think we may have seen it once or twice in Season 1, but really it wasn't used all that much. So definitely looking forward to seeing how B Gaming go about using this one.
Yeah, I think so as well, and it is great to see them, you know, like we said, picking up this different tank, and I think B Gaming here, if they can use that E50 up against the one TVP, I think that the team efficiency booked.
I didn't see. Was it an RU251 for T?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. So, but the E50 should do quite well against something like the TVP, because it does have very strong frontal upper plate, where, you know, I'm sure a TVP will struggle to go through that. Whereas, typically speaking, a TVP would be able to go through any of the bat chats, any of the other TVPs on Cliff without any worry at all. So it does throw that little bit of a spanner into the works. But I just hope for B Gaming sake that they've practiced it, and that you know, that they show us some really good E50 play, and you know, put it on the board here on our tank stats.
We did see, I think it was B Gaming last week, wasn't it, on Cliff, where they brought out the mouse in the T125?
Yeah, it was
things up a little bit.
Something a little bit crazy like that on Cliff. Yeah, the mouse.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe they've just been experimenting a lot on Cliff, and they're throwing them out here in the WGL games as well. We'll see if the E50 sort of strategy is going to be a little bit more, I suppose, successful than what the mouse strategy was. And the mouse it looked like it was working, but their opponents just ignored the mouse and basically destroyed the rest of the team, and then eventually dealt with the mouse.
That was a bit silly from B Gaming, to be honest, thinking that a mouse would work there on Cliff, because in no world does a single mouse work in Cliff when the rest of your team is just medium tanks, I think. So, but yeah, the E50s, look, when you think about the E50's drawbacks, obviously it doesn't have great gun depression or a great turret. Not really an issue compared to the other tanks here, as long as you don't force it up into those positions where it needs a gun depression. And as well as that, of course, I mean, it doesn't have the greatest penetration on its kind of, I think, 88 centimeter gun. But again,
one of the things to note, I think, is that it's quite a big tank as well. The profile is relatively large, so there's a lot of, you know, you need to be a little bit careful with how you're positioning. Maybe your turret or the side of your hull is going to peek out somewhere where it otherwise wouldn't when you're playing a bat chat, because the bat chat is very flat, kind of pancake-looking tank, I suppose. But you know, we'll have to see how B Gaming go about it here in this second half of Cliff as we jump into the game. see where they're going to be rolling out to.
Okay, so it's looking like B Gaming right now with half of their forces heading up here up the 1 and 2 line. Half of them are heading up the middle. We've got 2 Batchats going towards the hill. So a bit of a defensive setup early on from B Gaming, somewhat similar to what we saw from Team Efficiency, but they haven't pushed around anywhere near the 2 flag just yet. Whereas Team Efficiency there, it's looking like they're setting up pretty standard as well. They're pretty forward. Party isn't sitting back at A5. It's looking like a pretty solid defensive setup.
Granovsky is going to be climbing up to the top of the lighthouse here for Team Efficiency, so they've successfully gained control of that area of the map. He might have a bit of a contest momentarily from Taki, who is currently mountain goating his way up the side of the cliff there. Granovsky does spot out Taki there though, so now the information is there for Team Efficiency. Granovsky does need to be careful with where he's sitting though, because there's going to be some crosshairs trained in his direction, I dare say, from B Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Granovsky there does have to be a little bit careful in that batch at 25T. Til hasn't got off to a great start in that E50, already taken about half HP. So hopefully he can remedy that a little bit. He does fire one back, getting a little bit of recourse onto Skell, but here we go. B Gaming pushing up.
We've heard from Team Efficiency, and now looks like it might be a good time to hear from B Gaming as they charge into Skell. Let's have a listen.
焦る。
あ、これ打ちに行った方がいいかね、俺も。
打ちに行っていいやだったら打ちに行っていいって判断するんだったら取りに行っていいや。
これ下がって下がった方がいいの？
いや、下がった方がいいよ。
食うか。
リロード。
これ中央の
ナイス。足切った。
JT とか
直した。
どうぞ。
打ちに行くあれ、また弾持ってる。3発だけある。
4咲いてる。
ナイス。
ジャックル可能性があるから上上がる。
どっちかっていうとこっちの方が危ない。あまりリロード終わらせてからだな。
俺からリロード言ってる。
うん。
俺ちょっと肩入る一回。これ肩入って1ライン見るわ。
Yeah, not really sure what was going on there for Team Efficiency, to be honest, because we saw sort of Safi go in and then backed out, and Bohan, it felt like, got kind of baited into that fight as well. And it just seemed like Team Efficiency were on 2 different wavelengths at that point, so things didn't work out quite too nicely, it's fair to say.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal there for Team Efficiency, and I don't think they were expecting B Gaming to do that kind of late one-line push with those.
Oh, hang on, hold the press here, because Team Efficiency aren't too far behind on HP. I don't know what Party's reload is on, but if he can pick up Super Hiroshi here...
Yep, there you go.
It's another tank down, admittedly, but Granovsky is in a really good spot to be able to get some damage across here. He's on the reload. Taki probably needs to climb that hill now and really punish him in this reload, because I still feel like Team Efficiency are in with a chance here, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. They've definitely still got a chance here, but Granovsky getting down the hill...
If Granovsky survives.
Yeah.
If he goes down here, then it's all over.
I thought he almost tracked himself down the hill there. That could have been very embarrassing, but he didn't, which is the good news. Party should have... Yep, Party's reloaded now, actually.
Oh, a good shot from Party, but he trades one back. Taki now having a look in Party's direction as well, but he's going to be punished for it.
Fire extinguisher put that one out. Very, very lucky there, but that's why we take those fire extinguishers, kids.
Yeah, my main worry here, though, for Team Efficiency now is that they don't really have control of that hill. You could see how much work Granovsky was getting done from the top there, but still, he manages to find a kill for himself. And, well, it's gone from what? It was a 3v6, it's now a 3v4.
Yeah, they're clawing their way back into this one. Team Efficiency want to close this game out, and they were surprised earlier. They did lose a few tanks, but they very much composed themselves and ready to take out the remaining 2 on the hill.
The problem, though, for Team Efficiency is if they make one wrong move, B Gaming is going to be able to just completely obliterate them off the map. Granovsky is going to be so crucial at the moment in that batch out. He's the one on full HP, and he's the one that's going to have to do the lion's share of the work here. He's on the reload. If B Gaming can push into him now, again, like I said last time, there's potential for them to just clean this map up. But if he is able to survive again with another reload here, he might be able to get the job done. Party as well, if he goes down, I think he's in a really crucial spot in that TVP. Then T4 rotating around the back there through the western part of the map up in B1. If he spots Party out from the back, that could be the undoing here for team efficiency.
Yeah, as soon as T4 spots our Party and forces Party... Oh,
Safi's going forward here. He should be able to clean up Till, but there's no one really giving him any backup. So if Safi realizes that, he can take a shot from Till. Even Till doesn't even need to take any damage from Safi.
Easy.
It's Party to clean the shots up. Gronowski now under pressure though from those two batchats up on the hill. Can he trade the shots back? Yes, he can by the looks of things. Use the Sham power, getting very low. He's a one-shot. Gronowski should clean that one up and does.
One more!
And now Taki is a one-shot as well. 297 HP. Easy cleanup for Gronowski, the hero for team efficiency at the moment. He's been doing so much work from up on this lighthouse, and now it's just T4 left alive. Oh, B Gaming. It's all gone wrong, Alex. It has all gone wrong for B Gaming. I just don't know how they managed to throw that one away.
Oh, absolutely, Jordan. Gronowski, the lighthouse keeper there for team efficiency, just absolutely slaying every member of B Gaming up on the hill. Now, T4, I don't know what he's thinking right now, but B Gaming, they're going to be kicking themselves for losing that one.
I don't believe that, Alex. I honestly don't know how you throw away a 3 versus 6 like that. They had everything going their way, and they just allowed Gronowski to get so much work done. Party as well, absolutely sublime in that TVP. I mean, Safi didn't have to do a huge amount. He was happy to just sit back and let his teammates carry him.
Pretty much. That's what happened. It wasn't even like a, 6v3 and it came all the way down to a 1v1. Team efficiency just like, okay, let's just kill them all.
Yeah, Party and Gronowski, the two Russian powerhouses, I suppose, of team efficiency, working well in conjunction with their Swedish counterpart.
Yep.
It's a good multinational lineup there for team efficiency, but wow, I mean, again, that's another one that I want to have a look back at the VOD, because that was some really excellent play from team efficiency.
Brilliant, yeah.
I mean, sure, there probably was a few mistakes from B Gaming in there as well that allowed team efficiency to get back into that one, but you've got to be able to take advantage of those mistakes, and team efficiency certainly did that. A 5-1 victory for them over B Gaming continues B Gaming's woes, and team efficiency continue to climb the ladder now with 2 wins this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Team efficiency are looking on fire, and I think their roster here, like anchored by JT a little bit, and obviously like we just saw there, it was a team effort. That TVP of team efficiency was doing so much work as well, like in that little hidey hole, positioning correctly, and I think he just stayed there for the majority of the battle and lived, and you don't want that with the TVP when you're playing against it. So.
All right, well, let's have a look at the replays there. I definitely want to have another second look at how that one went.
Okay, so this was the initial bit where B Gaming got off to a good lead.
It was like team efficiency. If you watch Safi here, he kind of goes in and then backs out, and then Bohan's in, and then Moore's in.
Yep.
And they kind of all didn't quite go in at once, and Moore got caught in no man's land. Like, it just felt like team efficiency wasn't on the same sort of level or thought process, I suppose.
Yeah, no, 100%. And look at that. Team efficiency, 4.2k, B Gaming 5.1k hit points, and just like that, Super Hiroshi, like, just getting way too aggressive.
He bounced a shell off Party at that range. That's not too great.
Yeah. Like, and I think they just got a little bit overconfident, B Gaming, once they got those initial few kills. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, easy, let's just clean up, guys. Everyone do their own thing. They weren't coordinated. And meanwhile, the lighthouse keeper, Gronowski, it's like, get off my rock.
I would have really loved to have heard team efficiency's chatter throughout the sort of the last 4 minutes of that game.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And T4 ammo racked at the end, adding insult to injury.
Well, Party doing the damage as well as Gronowski. No surprises to see those two up the top there. They were really the ones that carried team efficiency through that later stages of that round.
Yeah, 100%. And look, for a TVP to get 3.7k top damage in a game with all of these batchats, which it's a very low HP pool game to begin with, is very, very, very impressive.
Maybe Party heard you call him out last round.
Yeah, maybe. You reckon?
Like, well, I will show you, Alex.
Obviously.
Did.
Obviously. But I think he calls me Go-Go, though.
Go-Go.
So, that's the one. But JT there, surprising to see him not up the top of the scoreboard, but he still did a good little job in that batch at 1400 damage. Look, the E50s, interesting pick from B Gaming. Would something like Bad Chats be better? I'm not too sure. I don't really think
Bad
that was
Chat
the
APs,
issue.
yeah.
Bad Chat APs.
Well, I've got to say, I don't think the E50s really impressed me all that much, though.
Yeah, it was like, we didn't see any like kind of cool ricochets off them.
Yeah.
We didn't really see them getting into it that much. I mean, just another medium tack, really.
But at the end of the day, it's another win on the board there for team efficiency, another loss on the board for B Gaming.
Oh, B Gaming.
0-4 now this season, and if you had told me that they were going to come out this season and start off 0-4, I would have told you were crazy.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. There's no way that B Gaming should have started off the season like this, in my opinion. And like, I know that last season they did get off to a slow start, but a slow start for B Gaming is like, losing 5-4 to team efficiency.
Yeah.
This is losing 5-1 to team efficiency. All right, that's worse than a slow start.
No, it's not a good start at all for B Gaming, really. I mean, it's just not good at all. I wonder what we're going to see from them in their next game, but I'm starting to get the feeling that they're going to be one of the worst teams in the season.
Well, I mean, they've got a long way to come back to being one of the better teams in the season.
Well, last season they were almost they were one of the best.
Yeah.
And they were the one challenging EL.
Exactly, they were a semi-finalist. They were
now
number
they're
2.
On 8th. On 8th. So yeah, look, it's not been too great there for B Gaming.
No, not at all. But let's take a look, I think, at the post-match stats here to see if we can get a bit more of an idea. And use of Sham Power there, well, surprisingly, to see him up the top of the post-match, I guess. But he obviously did work for B Gaming. JT right below.
Really a good series from JT.
Yeah.
More as well. You know, so if you see anyone above 2k damage throughout a series, I think that's quite a really very respectable type of scoreline for them.
100%. So JT and Moore very happy with themselves. Granovsky did very well as well. Skell, obviously, the scout with 7.6k. Bohan with 8k, he was playing some of those heavies.
He's primarily a heavy tank player.
Exactly, and ricocheting lots of shots. Overall, a fantastic effort there from Team Efficiency, and unfortunately, Til Matil there, 5.2k damage, playing those tier 10s. Just needs to bring it up a little bit from that.